Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El. I actually should do this review without, this video without a hat, without a cap. Now, I wanted to address why exactly I shaved my head. I didn't want to tell anybody this because I just said it was personal, or I liked my head bald, and all of these things. Now, spiritually, it's amazing, but I'll get into that later. The reason I'm making this video is because I had a lot of people on social media contacting me in private. I had a lot of emails on YouTube, a lot of emails on my IRC channel. We're talking tons of all kinds of rumors and assumptions of why I have shaved my head. You know, apparently you can't shave your head because of style or anything. There has to be a reason for it. In my situation, there was a reason for it, and I'm going to get to that. But the thing is, I got so many of you guys that said you sent prayers my way. I look like Samoa Joe. What the hell was I thinking of shaving my head off? What the hell's the dealie? Well, first off, I think I like the way I like the way I look with a bald head. But there was a reason why I did what I did. There's a reason why I did this. It wasn't just one day I woke up and said, you know what, let me shave my head off. What basically happened, I used to be an after-school specialist for a group of inner-city youths I used to work with. I used to volunteer a lot, and in fact I still do right now with different organizations. And I work with certain children. This is like about maybe, what, like 7-8 years ago? No, more than 8 years, about 9 years ago, this specific group. And I basically was with them till they graduated, and I really loved it, and then I went and did other things. So one of them, believe it or not, actually moved around my area, and I had no idea. He contacts me on Facebook, tells me, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 and we all talk, and everything is really cool, and, you know, he's all grown up. It's so beautiful to hear his success and everything. And unfortunately, the child, he's not a child anymore, he's more like a teenager, has cancer. And I know cancer doesn't affect my family at all, even though my grandfather had it due to all kind, lung cancer due to pesticides and all kinds of stuff that he used to work with a lot, and also he smoked a lot of cigarettes. But everybody in my family, we're clear of that. But cancer affects so many people today; it was insane. And he went through the treatment. I think he did radiation, chemo. I don't know. He did everything, and it's successful. I mean, he's okay right now. Now, me being what is it called? Homeopathic. I like doing things naturally, but sometimes obviously you can't. I lost a good friend from colon cancer not so long ago. Really horrible. It was too late when he figured it out, just way too late. There was nothing they could do. Within about a month or so, on his first chemo, he passed away right on that. Very, very sad. Very sad what happened, and left an amazing woman behind who still is so brokenhearted, and it tears me apart over it. So cancer really does hurt me. The fact that it's out there, and the fact that there is a cure and nobody's talking about it. I don't want to hear controversies or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So his hair is gone. He didn't have any hair, and he was completely depressed. I mean, had very low self-worth, was so afraid to walk in public, was extremely afraid. Now me, if you look in my past videos, I do videos even now, how to defeat PTSD, how to defeat agoraphobia, how to defeat all kinds of phobias using your own mind, psychologically, how you can defeat that. But he felt so horrible of how he looked. He called himself a conehead. I don't even know how he knows coneheads. It was like from my generation, but called himself a conehead. And I'm sure probably somebody called some, kids could be cruel, something happened. And he told me kids in the park was making fun of him. And he just felt really, really crappy. So I pointed all my favorite wrestlers, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and how he's one of my favorite wrestlers, him and Goldberg, and they're both bald, completely bald. they shave you know, their heads. They don't have hair or whatever. And I told him, and Steve Austin used to have long hair, so I showed him the before and after. He kind of looked like Chris Jericho, and he pretty much got rid of all his hair, or his hair fell out. I don't know the whole deal behind it, but they look great. And I don't even know why people who are balding, why they are trying to fight it. I mean, just accept it and embrace it. It looks beautiful. I mean, I really like the way I looked in it. Maybe it wasn't a good look. Maybe some people didn't like it. I work outside a lot. A lot of people gave me compliments about it. But maybe it's just not something a lot of people like. And they were asking me and thinking I did it because of that. The truth of the matter is, this brother of ours, he actually was suffering a lot from this. It really completely screwed him over. And no matter who I would tell him was balding and bald and whatever, it didn't seem to do the trick. He didn't care, because I would tell him Stone Cold Steve Austin, he'd be like, yeah, but he's famous, he's a wrestler, he has big muscles and blah blah blah, and all of these things, and you know, he has money and people like him for that, like every kind of excuse he gave in the book. So I said, you know what, I told myself, I came home, I said, screw it, I'm going to teach this kid a lesson by me being bald as well. He told me he looked up to me, which I look, you know, I always wanted a younger brother. I'm a twin. We don't look alike, but we are completely different night and day. And I always wanted a little brother, not really much to look up to me, but like, you know, so I always wanted to be a positive role model to the little guy, and train, you know, teach him all my, you know, all my stuff, everything I do, my crafts, my all that, at a young age, so when he grows older, he'll be all, you know, smart and Einstein-like. And this kid was like, you know, is like a brother to me. And I said, you know what, I'm going to shave my head off and go to him and make his day. You know, he'll see that I'm doing that too, and maybe it'll be great. Funny part is, it had the reverse effect. Well, not reverse effect, but the effect that I wasn't looking for. So basically, I went to him, and he was laughing so hard, he couldn't breathe. That's how much he was laughing. And his family were all laughing at me as well. And I said, what? I mean, you know, now I'm, you know, balding, and now look. And I showed him, like, all of these people praying for me. And first off, I got to say, all you guys that were praying for me and thinking it was something more than it is, I am touched that you guys care so much. I love you guys. It's just sometimes I don't like saying what I do, because it kind of, I'm not that type of person that does something and then, you know, when it gloats about it or whatever. This is something that I think every human being should do, to try to make it. That doesn't even mean balding or whatever you guys do, to try to make each other, especially right now in our time and age where everybody's kind of so divisive and all of that. It's time to bring us together by doing great deeds and, you know, helping one another and lifting you know, each other up. Because you never know, even, you know, somebody might do that to you when you guys are struggling, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't really do it for a payback. I did it because I think it feels, to me, it's not even about the right thing to do. It's what I am, just, my nature is. You understand? I think that everybody needs to have that in their nature. I think you guys, everybody has that in their nature, to lift somebody up. So I don't really like to publicize this crap and tell people about it. But he actually told me, he said, no, go ahead, do a video about this. So, so pretty much that's why I did that. It's not what I wanted, obviously. I wanted to do it, and he would have felt great, and we would have, you know, everything would have been fine, and he would have went outside to the park and everything. It didn't do that. It actually made him laugh at me, but it still cheered him up. Okay, and because of that, I did what it did. and you know what? Maybe it's not what I expected to happen, but it did help. And, you know, he did go to the mall. He went to GameStop. He went to stuff. So I'm really happy that, I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but maybe making him laugh kind of cheered him up and just said, what the hell? I don't look as screwed up as this dude does. As, you know, I don't look like a real freaking conehead like I do now. I mean, my hair grows back very fast. And I told him his hair is going to grow up, grow also. But he's still undergoing treatment. So, I mean, I don't know how the heck it is. He's extremely weak. I think now he's done with treatment, though, because because the doctor said before that he should be, you know, homebound and try not to go outside as much, just to relax and rest and stuff like that. But yeah, so I don't know what exactly is happening, but I know that he told me he went to GameStop, took pictures and stuff of games and all kinds of cool stuff that he saw and all of that, all of these things. He even bought a game I recommended him to buy, so he's getting a Nintendo Switch. I mean, I told his mom, if she's not getting it, I'm getting one. for him for Christmas. He celebrates Christmas, so I want to get it for him for Christmas. And it was just really, I don't know, I feel good doing that. So I know you guys are all worried and you send prayers, and I love you for it, and I think that's really amazing. And that's the problem why I couldn't say, every time I said it was personal, people thought, oh, personal, that means you're sick. Oh, you underwent something horrible. And I love you guys for the prayers and everything, but, you know, this is why it happened. Now, it didn't have the effect I really wanted it to have, but it did have a positive effect. And I think that's what we all need to do, is kind of work on being better people by being better people for other people. You understand? It's like, you know, I'm not the most soft-hearted guy in the world. I'm very cold-hearted, you know. I don't know, people say I'm stone-hearted. Nothing really affects me except when children, women, or men who are suffering, anybody, widows, orphans, you name it, that does have effect on me. So maybe I am mush. I don't know, maybe my heart is mush and not as stone-like as I thought it was, or other people have claimed to say, oh my God, he could watch, you know, because I watch YouTube videos, I you know, did things in biology, and people are like, my God, you have a heart of, you know, of stone, because I can dissect and stuff. I mean, it's all for making someone live, or autopsy videos, and to see what, you know, what caused what. It's information, it's knowledge I like to know, but some people always attributed that to me being cold-hearted. Maybe I'm not so cold-hearted as I thought I was, but I think that's what it comes. It comes to better the life of someone else. Kind of betters your life in return, even though I don't do it for anything in return. The thing is, I think that's what we should do. This is also why I came out with this channel. We all got screwed by fake reviewers and all of that crap, people putting out fake information just because they're getting paid to. It's exactly the same reason why I made the page what I did, where it's honest reviews, where I'm not getting funding and all that stuff to tell you crap. It's exactly the same reason. I do works like that. I do a lot of volunteer work, which I recommend everybody does, whether it be for healthcare, nursing homes. God, when I worked in nursing homes, you have no idea how many people of old age, what sages they are, but how many of them are abandoned by their families and just would love to talk to someone. And believe it or not, I seen this guy who was homeless in the street, literally not talking to anyone. And after a year or so, he started talking to himself. It's a horrible thing. I don't want to see people suffering like that. I really don't. And I'm glad I hooked that dude up with the BRC. That brother is now in a place, you know, where he's living, and, you know, have affordable living and all of that stuff. It's just, you know, I think that's what we need to do. You know, we constantly blame, you know, leadership, presidents, leaders, and everything for everything that goes bad. Meanwhile, we have the power in our hands to make things happen, yet we don't. It's so easy to scapegoat, when in reality, you could just help anybody out by just doing the action. I mean, look, it didn't have the exact effect I was looking for, but it did some kind of positive effect. It made him laugh. And maybe it's coincidental, or maybe it had something to do with it, but it cheered him up. It cheered his spirits. And look at him. He's outside now. And he's not even wearing a freaking cap. He's going... You know, I did a bunch of that, too. I had him play the bongos on my head. A bunch of stuff like that. So, it is what it is, people. Let's make a difference. But that's really the reason why I did what I did. I hope I explained it to everybody here. And I hope you guys don't think anything's wrong with me. That I'm not sick, thank God, you know. But thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. It just got up to that level where everybody was thinking I have diseases and stuff. So I just wanted to make that mention very, very clear. Everything is good in the hood over here. Everything is freaking awesome. Love you guys as always. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.